Best and worst country you've been to for food? What's the best country and what's the worst country you've been to for food? Best, Thailand. Worst, Germany. Thailand wasn't even just the Thai food. Everything I had there was great. Chiang Mai in particular was phenomenal. I had the best Japanese BBQ I've ever had in my life from Thailand. Though I haven't yet had one in Japan. Germany, not to say the food is really bad. It's just kinda average from my experience. Just not as good as any of the other countries I've been to. Most of Mauritania qualifies as worst. There's not a lot in most of the country except sand. If you can find a local person willing to cook you a meal, it might just be rice boiled in a Maggi cube with some gritty liver on top of it. Near the end of my time in the country, it was surreal to cycle in Nouakchott, the one major city, and see ordinary restaurants and fast food.
Yo, what's up? It's Digital Danny here. You already know, the ultimate digital nomad, living the dream, globetrotting, making money while you sit in your cubicle. But hey, even legends like me need a little help sometimes. So here's the deal. I need you to hit that like button, smash subscribe, and get this. Click on my Amazon affiliate links. I know, I shouldn't have to ask for help, but the game has changed. My dropshipping empire is about to blow up, and I need some quick funds to push it to the next level. Oh, and don't worry, you don't even need to buy the stuff that I recommend. Just click the link, buy anything on Amazon, and boom, a piece of the pie comes my way. Easy, right? You're helping me build my business, and you get to feel good about contributing to the next digital mogul success. Win-win. Now do your part.
Extremely bland, monotonous, and usually either overcooked or undercooked. No spice whatsoever, even lacking salt or pepper. The fruit was very fresh and the coffee was good, but everything else was boring to full-on inedible. I was warned by friends before I went how bad it was, but it was even worse. This is facts. Colombian food, especially in the mountains, is basic and bland. These MFERs cannot tolerate any level of spice or flavor. Coastal Colombian food is slightly better, but only because coconuts and plantains are delicious and almost impossible to fuck up. Thailand and Italy were the best for me, with Mexico coming in a close third. The Philippines was the worst for me as a tourist, lots of bad versions of Western food everywhere, although I have been trying to learn more about, and cook, authentic Filipino food and I am loving it. I cycled from Europe to West Africa across Morocco, Western Sahara, and Mauritania. It is a popular route in the winter season for cyclists, motorcyclists, van dwellers, those German travelers who build fancy converted trucks, and French people driving an old car down to the West Africa to sell for some easy money. I am too, and I actually think it's a stereotype. I used to think maybe British food ain't all that until I traveled and then learned to appreciate home. We've got the best Indian curries. British carvery is great. English breakfast is the bomb. Great tea, Cadbury's, Nando's, great kebabs, chips with curry sauce, great Chinese food, scones in the Peak District are amazing. Vegan-vegetarian food from Richmond is great. I do my bit sometimes. Yeah, a lot of it is fusion from immigration. But a lot of our culture is, and the food as a result is great. I'd argue the coffee here is a lot better than many European countries. Not as good as Asia I found, but still decent. Pie and mash, shepherd's pie and fish and chips. The old school stuff. The stereotyped stuff isn't all that though. Oh yeah. I lived in Germany for a year with a German family that liked to cook and ferment things and make cheese and make apple wine, and I can say it was incredible. German food can be bomb and is very close to France and Italy as well for authentic versions of that cuisine. I loved my time there. Maybe it just doesn't translate well to the tourist experience or spending less time there. But I was surprised to see Germany in this thread at all. Filipino food mostly sucks. Almost everything including breakfast sausages are so sweet you can taste the diabetes, and Filipino spaghetti is easily in my top 5 most hated foods. Fantastic country outside of Manila, though. And there are some Filipino culinary treasures such as adobo, salpasao, and caldereta. Agree with Norway. I've been served stick meat aka sheep, not even lamb, so much corn in everything. Corn is my worst vegetable, I won't touch it, and various other disgusting dishes that I can't even think of right now. I will say their sushi is second to none though, at least from the place where I get it from when there it is anyway.
Yo, what's up, legends? It's your boy Digital Danny coming at you from Ibiza with another absolute banger of a recommendation that's going to level up your entire life. Alright, first of all, you're looking at these bad boys. The Sony WH-1000XM4 noise-canceling headphones. I mean, come on, do I even need to say anything? Premium sound, top-tier noise cancellation, and the best part, you can finally drown out that annoying neighbor's dog barking at 2 a.m. Or, your own inner thoughts. Either way, I'm obsessed. Now here's why you need them. First, dual device pairing. Yeah, multiple devices. So you can switch between your phone call with Karen from accounting and your Spotify without lifting a finger. Flex on your friends, make that seamless switch, and boom, you're back to ignoring work calls like a pro. And get this, 30-hour battery life. That's right, 30 hours. That's basically a full day of me ignoring the real world while jet-setting around the globe pretending to work. You charge these puppies for 10 minutes, and boom, 5 hours of playback. Perfect for my quick sprints between sipping overpriced cappuccinos and finding myself in exotic locations. And the noise canceling? Bruh, it's like putting the entire world on mute. You think your ex can break your concentration now? Nah, chief, not today. Speak to chat mode? Forget it. I'm ghosting mid-convo without even touching those. Touch controls on the ear cups, so you can adjust the volume and skip tracks just by swiping. It's like the future is now, and naturally, I'm living in it. Links to get your own set of these next-level headphones are right there in the description. Don't be that guy still rocking the free EarPods that came with your phone. Get yourself a pair and thank me later when your life sounds as premium as mine. Digital Danny out. Link in the description.
Best Taiwan, worst Argentina. Taiwan is just absolutely divine when it comes to food. Argentina was actually pretty alright, and did the job. It's actually easily one of my favorite countries I've been to, but the food was the lowest ranked category. They have great dessert though. Cried tears of joy in CR when we finally got to the East Coast, which has a heavy Caribbean mostly Jamaican population, after a month of West Coast mountain food and walked into a Jamaican restaurant and saw Jamaican people cooking in the back. Pic attached. It was amazing. I will say we stayed with a Costa Rican man near Corcovado National Park who was a chef and he made us some amazing food with produce picked right from his own property. Lots of citrus, chilies, and fresh herbs, pork that he slaughtered from his own pigs. That was good stuff. There is definitely good food in CR, but most of what's readily available to tourists is not the most flavorful fare. Awesome coffee and produce everywhere though, and the people rock, and it's beautiful. Not everywhere is a culinary destination and that's okay. Mexico GT, all of Latin America when it comes to food. It's bizarre how this is the situation, but it's not even close. In Asia it's hard to say who has the best overall. So many countries do food well and even some international cuisine. For example, you can get very good Japanese food in Thailand and Taiwan too because locals eat it a lot. In 2022, Norway was put at the last position among 95 countries for their cuisine. Their unofficial national dish is a frozen pizza that tastes like cardboard. They don't know what seasoning is. Most people eat plastic pre-cut cheese or salmon paste in a tube on bread for meals. Supermarket has ridiculous choice. They don't have open market on Sundays like most countries. And of course, everything is incredibly overpriced. So for tourists, it's like a nightmare. They have really high-class restaurants in Oslo, but it's of course extremely pricey. So not for regular tourists that just want good affordable food. Best, Japan, by far. Honorable mention, Mexico. Another surprising honorable mention, Romania. Worst, New Zealand. Absolutely love the country, but neither the local nor foreign cuisine there were great. Dishonorable mention, Australia. Similar comments as about New Zealand. It is a stereotype, but it's mainly Brits saying so. Also the typical English pub food is great, no need to go fusion, just need to avoid Wetherspoon. And I strongly believe British cheese is one of the most underrated food ever. We'll have to disagree on coffee though. It's sewage water, even in East London hipster overpriced coffee shops. Very true. Thankfully there is a big movement on modern Colombian food that uses local ingredients. One of my favorite meals in SA was at OCI, MDE. I recently got a Colombian cookbook and made some really tasty modern Colombian dishes, arroz con pato, rice with duck, and chicken with coconut and plantains and peppers. The real treasures of Filipino cuisine are kare with bagoong, shrimp paste, fresh lumpia, the non-fried version, all the different kinds of pancit, calamansi as an ingredient, especially with siomai, and anything ube flavored, purple yam. It's a shame that it's the sweet spaghetti that Filipinos push on foreigners to try in the country without realizing that Westerns would be horrified by spaghetti being sweet. Jollibee approaching mainstream status in North America isn't going to help the reputation lol. I can believe that. Mexican food used to be awful in the UK, but it's recently got a lot better and I'm now a fan. Can only imagine how good it is in Mexico. That's on my bucket list. Taiwan I bet is good too. I am partial to a bubble tea and it's hard to find a good one. Funny enough, the best one I had was in Florence, Italy. Guys, it's a communist country with a shortage of food. Of course it's going to not be well. They're low on resources, and even lower now than ever post-COVID. It took my family a day to find cooking oil and some safe bottles of water for my father and I to drink.
All right, buckle up, folks. It's your boy, Digital Danny, here with my hot take on Beyond the Sky and Earth by Jamie Zeppa. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another travel memoir, let me stop you right there. This ain't your average backpacker blogging about sipping artisanal coffee in Bali. Nah, Jamie took things next level by heading off to Bhutan. Yes, Bhutan, where Wi-Fi is probably considered a dark art. Picture this. Jamie, a Canadian academic who could have been grading papers in Toronto, decides to ditch the predictable life for a 2-year teaching gig in the middle of the Himalayas. Mad respect. I get it. I mean, I travel all over, but I still need my lattes and Wi-Fi hotspots. Jamie, she's dealing with monks, mountains, and wait for it, yak butter lamps. I'm telling you, it's wild. The best part? She does it all with humor. Her descriptions of Bhutan's quirks actually had me laughing out loud, and that's hard to do without emojis, okay? There's night hunting, buses that smell like they've seen things, and let's not forget dysentery danishes. I don't even know what those are, but I'm already starting to feel like I'm missing out. And don't get me started on how she gets deep into the culture. She's not just sightseeing. She's out here learning Buddhist philosophy, reflecting on her life, and even converting to Buddhism. Think Eat, Pray, Love, but with more yak and fewer Instagrammable cappuccinos. It's honestly refreshing to read about a place where life's pace isn't dictated by 5G networks. If you're looking for something that makes you appreciate the world outside of your feed, this is it. Jamie's writing is so real. You almost forgot you're in a digital age where Bhutan's mystical vibe would probably crash your data plan. So my final take? Beyond the Sky and Earth is for adventurous souls who want something more than a digital detox. It's a trip, literally and spiritually. Download it if you're feeling like your next adventure should involve something a little more meaningful than just swiping right. Remember, my affiliate links are in the descriptions.
When I was in Argentina, I was dying without seasoned food and I was saved by an Indian restaurant. It's called Mumbai and it's in Palermo. It was 2 years ago, but I remember it being in line with the Indian food I have here in Canada. I went to another one, Dostana, which appears to be permanently closed. It was good, but they adjusted their food to local tastes. For example, the curry had barbecue sauce in it. It was actually pretty interesting, but was a disappointment because I wasn't expecting it. There's a really good Mexican restaurant in Buenos Aires called Zalapa. Lots of flavor, reminds me of Mexican food in Mexico and the USA. Mexican food here in Canada is garbage. Best: Thailand, Mexico, Peru, Vietnam, Turkey, Italy, Hungary. Worst: Denmark, Iceland, Netherlands, Belgium, Portugal, Switzerland. I didn't put Germany because currywurst and doner kebab is absolutely great food. How did you end up in Mauritania? All I know about the place unfortunately is from a 13-year-old refugee from the country who legit ran away because he was a chattel slave there, and this was back in 20. Damn, Greece is extremely good. I like kebab and IMO Greece has like an evolved version of kebab that is better, gyros and souvlaki. Also, moussaka is extremely good too. Might be my favorite too so far. The Medellin food scene is awful, a hill I'm willing to die on. The food scene in Bogota is one of the best I've been to in the world. Zona G Amp, Chapinero have some of the best restaurants I've ever been to, and I've been to quite a few top restaurants. For example, my wife and I are flying to Lima for a weekend to eat at Central. That's how seriously we take food, lol.
As someone who's been around the world with nothing but a backpack and a Wi-Fi signal, I've read plenty of travel books, but The Adventures of Mr. Brightside by Ryan Jacobson, now this is the real deal. Imagine living out all your travel dreams, staying in luxury penthouses one day, then stuffing your face with street scorpions the next. That's a wild ride I can respect. Jacobson's got this insane ability to make you feel like you're sitting right next to him, sipping champagne one moment, then scrambling to figure out how to survive in a hostel in the next. The guy's not afraid to get his hands dirty, and he's got the stories to prove it. But don't get me wrong, it's not the outrageous travel antics that make this book shine. It's the way Jacobson finds humor in everything, from getting hit in the face by an elephant, seriously, who does that, to losing himself in the chaos of international travel. His writing style, hilarious, relatable, and exactly what you need to keep flipping pages while planning your own escape from the 9 to 5. If you've ever wondered whether backpacker life or the baller experience is better, this book's got the answer. Spoiler, it's both, but only if you're cool enough to roll with the punches. So yeah, if you want a mix of real travel insights and laugh out loud moments, pick this up. Trust me, your next layover will thank you. Digital Danny signing off, professional wanderer, Wi-Fi whisperer, and lover of all things ridiculous. Link in the description.